굉장히 에너지를 작게 쓰고 있습니다. 2시까지 하는데. Spanish Inquisition, I know that. Very serious, severe interrogation. But the Spanish Inquisition is particularly the grueling interrogation to the degree of torturing and tormenting someone because that's been part of a history. Miriam said that, Joel, I don't think Suji would have survived your 3 century lasting Spanish Inquisition about tire changing in case of having a flat tire. Please make sure we don't have enough money, we have to go. And this is the Spanish Inquisition is a very particular use that's referring to excessive grueling or even actually very painful, tormentuous experience because one needs to be under inquiry, right? But this is really part of a historical event. Yeah, I don't know. No, she really said that because he was actually wanted to know. At that time, most of the roads are unpaved, but that was not particular reason. He wanted to bluff. Whoever actually accompanies her should be in charge of her, and one needs to take a good care of Miriam. That's what he wanted to say. Although his words are very tough, right? He wanted to actually give a faint sense of bluffing. If you mess up with the Mitch, you're going to be punished like this. Yeah. Look with whom you are dealing with. She's the mother of my children, so it would be better to treat her nicely. Like this, that's really threatening and menace. 나 이거 뭔데 dispatcher 뭐야? Dispatcher 뭐야? I don't really know. Holds a commissioned rank in U.S. Navy. Is a dispatcher? 어. 나 이거 모르겠는데. 이건 내가 알지. filibustering, woodland flower, 그것도 아니고. 이런 건 내가 알지. 배운대 학교에서. 근데 내가 얼마나 미국에도 나 그렇게 못하지 않다니까. Muslim. It's really the Muslim. The Joel said that. Papa, that's like Muslim. People working in that community, they're really like dead bodies, walking zombies. Although he never used that fancy word like zombie because that's not there in 1950s. So, you know what? You know what I'm doing? Not just title as a vice president. You don't even actually know what my job truly entails, right? It's a soulless toil where no heart ever beats. Yeah, it's like Muslim. Dead body, full of dead body with no spirit and energy. He said that, not me. Joel said the Muslim. It's a really comparison. It's a metaphorical expression. He thought that his job place is like full of shit with no spirit. Because, he just actually deals with a day-to-day job with no spirit in it at all. He never wants to pour his heart in. It's just a mundane, must-do work list, laundry list he needs to fulfill, with not an ounce of heart in it, not an inkling of a passion. Not a trace of a passion can be found. Polynomial involving xy, at least multiple xy. Who can actually explain what polynomial equation is in the Queen's Gambit? Polynomial contains xyz, xyz, and a multiple of unidentified terms in a function. Yeah. Multifunction. Sure. XYZ. I know. Poly means multi. I don't know. Queen's Gambit. Do you not actually see that? Do you think that I just actually pretend to understand that Queen's Gambit, that's, math genie, was being questioned? Is there anyone who knows what polynomial equation means? Our lady actually raised her hand and answered it. It involves, at least two different unknown terms that should be identified by solving this functional equations. Like, she said something in a brilliant way. 당연히 기억하죠. 책도 읽었어요. 퀸즈 갬빗. 거기도 있어요. 진짜요. 책도 읽었어요. 퀸즈 갬빗. 맨날 뭘 모른다. 진짜 도리안 그레이 그거 맞는지 모르. 도리안 그레이인지 무엇인지 모르지만 그거 내가 읽고 풀었어요. 참나. 계획이 아예 없었어. 그날 갑자기 책이 왔거든. 뭐야 책이 왔네. 솔직히 좀 하기 싫었지. 책이 왔는데 갑자기 그래도 수능을 갑자기 들이대면 내가 하기 싫잖아. 솔직하게 계획이 진짜 없었는데. 근데 틀리면 창피하자. 그래서 내가 준비도 안 했는데. Rosenbar, Roseannepar, Rosenbar. That's more like passion. Doesn't matter. Well, that's a palindrome. It's not really guessing, stupid. Call it a day. I'll close the day. I actually don't tell it to myself very often. But I don't know who else. Why do we actually call it a day? Why do we actually say just actually finishing wrapping up the day in that way? Anyway, we're gonna come back to work with so many things to take care of. It's a really rhetorical question. Don't get that wrong. That's just an empty, hollow question, begging no answer. Yeah. I'm not that person who easily forgets. That's true. Mon cher Michel, merci Michel. Flux is a change, and influx is inflation or coming in, something that has been added or flowing in. You know that, right? Flux means change. Flux, influx, coming in. Bewilder, nonplus. Baffle means, and I can actually give an example. Fluster, confusion. Confusion. Confound, flabbergast. Surprise. Amaze or stupefy. Stupefy. Or bewilder. Oh shit, it's not working. Bewilder. Oh, it's just, stumble someone. Nonplus. I don't forget. I just misclick something because you know what? And external circumstances are really crazy. And occasionally click something wrong. That doesn't mean I forget. It's very obvious. I don't forget that easily. 이건 잘 보고 해야 되네. 다 의미가 된다. 이거는 가장 맞는 거 찾는 거구나. 여기선 primitive가 가장 낫겠네. 여기서는 not unprocessed, tasteless, unrefined가 아니라 in this case it's really early, primitive, and yeah, primable, yeah. So elementary. 그런 뜻이죠. 다 맞는데 가장 맞는 여기서는 primitive지. 됐죠? 이렇게 하면 됐지? 읽으면 할 수 있어요. 근데 진짜 안 읽고 해서 그래요. 가끔 진짜로 이걸만 그냥 보지도 않고 이걸 보지도 않고 똑같은 뜻 찾아 이것만 보고 콱 눌러. 그럴 때가 진짜 있어요. I can access their lore normally, but it just requires you to find the very basic synonym that you've been actually taught to select multiple times. Sometimes this is really abused of my psychological gullibility. I mean, because I was asked to do so, I had no doubt. Oh, this would be another day-to-day mundane modus operandi event. Then I would never consider it. Oh, now, thankfully, I noticed that. Oh, everything is really the same. Then I have to read. I read it. And I found the right answer as to how things work. As long as I read it, I can do it. 읽기만 하면 할 수 있죠. But I can actually put down this statement with a very firm conviction that normally, 8 out of 9, at least 8 out of 10, I would be asked to select the very textbook-like classic definition requiring a no serious commitment to interpretation or understanding of the text or paragraph. So I mechanically, almost like automata, automatically click the same one. And I was about to do that. Hey, come on, but wait a second. All 4 of them are really the same. What's going on? Then it's not typical question. Hey, gather your thoughts. You have to actually at least read this paragraph. Oh, okay, I'll do it. Then the answer is really easy. But most of the times that would be really gullible because that's really the case. And statistically, 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, they would be asking you to find the exact same definitions, nothing different than others from what you've been taught before. I mean, that's fair enough, right? Then you should have given me one more chance to rectify it. 억울하잖아요. 진짜 거의 똑같은 문제예요. 그래서 가끔 그런 식으로 해서 틀리는 적도 많이 있어요. 거짓말이 아니라 당연히 똑같은 뜻이겠지 해서 별로 생각도 안 하고 unpreprocessed 탁 누르려고 unprocessed 그래서 refine 되지 않은 거를 탁 누르려고 해요. 근데 지금 다행히 이게 똑같다는 거 tasteless랑 unrefined gaudi 왜냐면은 진짜 갑자기 깨달은 거야. 얘가 다 되는데 crude는 여러 가지 뜻이 있잖아. unprofessional 그냥 말을 해주던가 갑자기 왜 그러세요. 사람 놀리냐. unprofessional도 되고 아니면은 굉장히 primordial or primal, elementary 이런 뜻도 되고 그다음에 unrefined, unprocessed, rough 이런 뜻도 되고 근데 진짜 치사하잖아. 그럴 것 같으면 주의를 주던가. Caution. This is not your typical question. You should warn me. Give me a heads up, fucking asshole. 그러면 왜 나머지는 다 똑같고 이것만 다르게 갑자기 그렇게 해요? 그럼 나는 그게 내가 몰라서 틀렸냐? 당연히 똑같은 줄 나 누를 뻔했다 진짜로. 많이 나오는 게 unprocessed거든. unrefined, rough material. 굉장히 rough한 거지. It's unrefined. It's better for us to take rough sugar. Rough sugar cane instead of pre-processed or industrialized sugar, refined sugar. That's better, right? But you should actually give me a heads up, please. Oh, this is not a typical question. It's really like it's really amazing. This is not your typical definition question. You gotta read. You should actually give me a heads up. In that way, I would never make a mistake. This is not your typical question. You know, they were actually abusing my psychological vulnerability. That's it. Think about it. I really actually do know many meanings, you know, for instance. He has a crude trait. 얘는 괜찮은 거 아니면. sugar. 아니면 방금처럼 Stone Age artifact. I'm actually better. What the fuck is wrong with you? As long as I read it, I don't really make mistake. Stone Age artifact is crude version of what? Tool usage. I'm actually really better. Don't worry. But the thing is that they were actually just simply trying to pierce a hole by changing the rules and just lifting out the goalpost. Think about it. You are actually being really think about it. I'm being very honest here. So far, there was no single case that demands your understanding of the paragraph to find the right definition. Everything was really the same. You were supposed to find the exact same duplicate carbon copy, the spitting image of the previously presented definition. So your mind is very accustomed to it. That means you're not going to pay attention to it anymore. Oh, that's how the world works. You know, what's the point of reading everything? Let's try to actually click whatever things. That's really the case. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not that kind of asshole. You're the one who actually abuses, my psychological habituation. Because, you want me to be wrong and embarrassed. I was just about to, click unprocessed, unrefined. Oh, wait a second, tasteless. When we actually say that something is tasteless, that's also crude demonstration. No sophistication and no subtlety, no urban gentility. Oh, then there's something wrong with it. Let me actually read. Oh, you want me to be very specific about the usage of a crude. Oh, the primal. Primal is a very primary, elementary level without experiencing an advanced phase of development. It's in the early stage in a primordial. In case I'm not really so sure whether you know this, but primordial or primary. I know I'm actually better than you. Primal and the early, elementary, and rudimentary. I'm not actually beaten by anyone. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's the real reason I was really great with the Magwish. All three of different questions, I nailed them at once. I've never seen them. Why was that possible? Because, they were asking me to pay attention to everything. Because nothing was promised. Everything starts with clean slate. Everything starts anew. There was no presumption or assumption that I would be informed of any of these. You have to read. You have to pay attention to it. You know what? They were just actually piercing a hole, drilling a hole, simply using and abusing my psychological habits and traits. That's it. Bobble. No, I'm really better than other people. Have you actually seen that? 내가 더 낫지. 뭐가 못하다는 거야. 훨씬 나아요. 물어보세요. 저는 이제 가야 돼요. 원래 주의를 안 해서 틀린 거 진짜 많아요. 억울하잖아. 별것도 아닌데 읽으면 맞을 수 있는데 SAT에 그런 거 맨날 나와요. 진짜요. 그런 단어, 여기서 맞는 단어, 크루드 맞는 그런 거 SAT 맨날 나오지. 야, SAT 책을 비닐에서 뜯었는데 왜 성적이 나쁘게. 이거는 당연히 내가 방금 풀었던 것처럼 unprocessed 내가 누를 뻔했어. 정말로 누를 뻔했어. 진짜 이번에도. 왜냐고 맨날 똑같은 뜻을 여태까지 가르쳐준 거 똑같이 찾으면 되니까. 근데 갑자기 그렇게 바꾸면 어떻게 그럼 caution을 주는 거야. You should give me a heads up. This is not your typical question. 이거 줘야지. 그런 거 어딨어. 그러니까 나한테 틀렸대. 하긴 사람들 이거 재미로 하지. At leisure. He would have never actually put their neck out just because of the consequence of following from this forcavery.com, right? No, I'm not loud. I'm actually better. It's really stupid. Mm. Oh, which one is it better? Migration. No, it's just moving is not influx. You have to be added, right? Oh, yeah. Is it better? 30 percentile. No, I'm actually far better than the majority of human being. Oh, no! I just actually didn't really read it. 억울해요. 내가 그거 많이 맞췄어요. 미안하지만. 페인티즘을 잘못 봐서 그래요. Not 30 times. It's a crazy argument. They were actually fucking, lying to me. I was the one who actually, was to select the mysticism, just like the one that has been seen. No. Oh, no. 내가 거짓말하는 거야. 믿지만 내가 페인티즘 계속 생각하고 있어. 글 읽자 말자. 근데 내가 에이티즘, 페인티즘을 갑자기 잘못 봤어. 내가 생각을. 근데 내가 이상하다 생각했어. 그것도 생각이 나와요. 내 머릿속에. 아, 내가 분명히 원래 방금 한 단어 미스티시즘이 정답인데 그거보다 더 좋은 정답이 있네. 말이 안 된다. 이렇게 생각하고 분명히 속으로 계속 페인티즘 P를 생각하고 있었거든. 그렇기 때문에 나는 남들보다 훨씬 나은 거지. 30%가 아니라 천재적으로 나은 거죠. I'm actually far better than other human beings. Don't worry. I'm actually way better than most of human beings. I'll never forget. 절대 안 까먹어요. 한 번도 까먹은 적 없는데. Yeah, I really actually saw it as a pantheon. I'm actually genius. I never actually forget. Don't worry. It was not like, simply finding the same answer. That was really the it. And I just misread it. No, I'm not predictable. I'm actually better. I just actually didn't misread. I'm better than majority American. Is not one, not really 30 percentile, it's really more than quadrupled with absolute commitment. There's no chance I would be wronged. 내가 훨씬 낫거든, 다른 미국 애들보다. 그냥 너무 많이 해서 몸이 여기서 멀어져서 잘못 봤어요. 그렇게 가까이서 보면 절대로 안 틀려요. 난 분명히 팬티즘을 보고 고른 거지. 그럼 상관없이, 그럼 죄가 없이 글을 똑바로 읽었잖아. 글자를 순간적으로 잘못 봤어요. 그 전에 5시간 풀었거든. 그게 뭐 잘못은 아니죠. 어쨌든 뭐 한 번 잘못 풀 수 있죠. 미국 애도. 내가 미국 애들도 잘못 실수하는 거 제프리디 진짜 많이 봤거든. I'm actually really better than most of human beings. See, I told you, it's impossible for me to actually make mistakes, right? It's really impossible for me to make mistakes. 진짜 틀리기가 어렵다. 이거 1000개에 하나 틀려요. I'm really genius. I never make mistakes. Within the 3 hours, it's impossible to make mistakes. No, I didn't interpret it in a wrong way. I already actually got it as a mysticism. And I really actually thought to myself, the answer that has been suggested earlier could it not be the best choice? It was really simple. All you need to do is just find, the very exact word that was just actually dealt within the last 20 minutes. And I didn't really know the mysticism was the answer, But I really misperceive it as a pantheism, so I think it was much more convincing one and cogent one. So I thought that, oh, you know what, finally we have something different than what has been suggested. It's very easy. I really thought to myself, there's no way I misread the article, because these kind of thoughts are being heard. I never actually, read something differently. No, that's really not true. They're lying. There's an impossibility. I don't really actually misread something. No, it's not really third percentile. I'm actually genius. I got everything correct. But today is really the argument. As long as I know I solve this 2 hours, my performance is always the highest. I would be beaten by no one. My performance would be eclipsed by no outshining radiance. There's no chance. Simply. Because I have to see it thoroughly. No, my tonality works really well, don't worry. No, they can actually hear my thoughts, and if they deny it, then that's a shame. Because you know what, all you need to, and that's not really about the interpretation, don't worry. Because you're actually asked to find the exact same word. I remember I actually dealt with the mysticism just 20